Hello. So this is the video where I kind of go into detail about how to actually upload the code that you're going to be using onto the devices that you need to upload them to. So right here, I have one of the control hub from Rev, and this is what mainly all the code goes on when you put it on your robot. So what you're going to want to do is, most of the time if you have this on a robot, it's going to be connected to a battery anyway, but I have a battery here and I'm just going to connect it to our control hub. And at first you should see this blue light right here, right? And that light will eventually turn green when it's officially like broadcasting its Wi-Fi. So waiting for it to kind of turn green. But we're gonna go back to our screen for a little bit. We're gonna go to the Wi-Fi here, right? We're gonna go to the Wi-Fi. And now you can kind of see our control hub. It's glowing green. And there's going to be a little thing right here that says FTC dash a string of letters. This is how you know that it's your control hub. But right now we're going to want to name our control hub so it's something that we can set apart, because during competitions and stuff like that, there's going to be a whole bunch of other control hubs with different names and we need to know which one's ours. So all new control hubs come with a preset password, and that password is, guess what? It's password, all lowercase. So it's PASSWORD. And that's our security key, and we should be verifying and connecting it. And it should connect all right. But while that's connecting, there is a software that we're going to need to download so that we can actually name our software something else. So that software is called Rev Hardware Client. So we're going to, oh, my bad. We're going to connect back to our regular Wi-Fi, and then we're going to look up Red Hardware Client, and then we're going to just go to the website and then install the latest version for this device. And once you have installed it, we can actually do what we need to do to name our control hub device. Then we can just open it. Okay. And then we're going to make changes, and then we're just going to install it where we need to install it. It's downloaded. We're going to have our finish and then run the Rev Hardware client. So now, once this is open, we can actually start connecting it to our this and then insert our password, which we know as password. So when you have your Rev Hardware client open, it should show up as Control Hub, FTC, and then whatever string of letters it is. So what we're going to want to do is we get to this update screen right here. We can do the updates later. When you're doing the updates, you're going to want to connect your control hub with an actual USB, I believe, because you need actual Wi-Fi to download the code, to download the updates, and then it can just download it onto there. So if you're trying to actually update your control hubs, which this one needs, but we're not going to do it right now, you plug in the USB to the computer and then you download the code with the Wi-Fi that you have and then press the updates. But right now we're going to go to this program and manage tab, and then we're going to, as you can see, the name of the control hub is right here and the password was password. So we're going to go to manage and then we're going to change this. So we're going to name this, most teams I believe do it so that they just take their team name. So mine was A648. And they do a dash, and then they say RC for robot controller. And then their password can be literally anything, just as long as you guys remember it. So I'm gonna name mine RoboRams after our team mascot. So RoboRams, and then confirm it by typing in same things. So make sure that those are the same. And then we can keep this on 5G as it's highly recommended, Wi-Fi channel, and then apply Wi-Fi settings. So now our control hub name has been changed and our password has been changed. So when we disconnect, which I think it will automatically do, when it comes up on the Wi-Fi, it'll be the name that we changed it to. So I changed it to 8648RC, and then our password will be what we set it to. So for my instance, it'll be RoboRams. So How do we actually use this when we're doing code though? Glad you asked. So let's go back to scan for devices. Oh, we're going to connect to it again. And we're going to go to AS648RC and we're going to log in with the password that you created. And it should be connected and it should show it right here. So we're going to go back to Android Studio, okay? And we're going to go to the version that you downloaded. And you can already kind of see it right here where there's a device. It should say Rev Robotics Control Hub version that. So this is the control hub and it's already identifying it just by the Wi-Fi that we've connected. So one thing we're going to want to do is we're going to take this basic op mode linear program that we've been looking at and we're going to go over here, we're going to copy it, and then we're going to go down to where it says team code. So our team code folder is where we're going to put our team code. So in the Java folder that's highlighted blue and in the org first inspired FTC team code, we're going to right click on here and we're going to paste the document that we just copied and we can name it whatever we want. So let's just name it my first upload. Okay, so we named it my first upload. And now we just have a copy of the sample code. Now we just have a copy of the sample code that we had. And for this one, remember how I said if it was disabled, it wasn't going to run? We're going to take that away. And it should actually be enabled now. So, basically, you see this arrow right here? This is the run code. Usually it's an actual like play symbol, but sometimes it looks like this where it's just like if you already ran something, it'll just run it. So now that we're connected to the control hub, it's just as easy as running our team code. So everything that's in our team code that's not disabled will be run. And you can see down here, you know it's running when it says the Gradle build is running. So it's kind of building that Gradle. And then after a certain moment in time, it should say it's running. Now, if you have any errors in the code, which I might like demonstrate a little bit later, not only will it show you in the code, but it'll also show you when you try to run it. It won't let you run it. It won't run it all the way at least. And it'll, like I said, it just won't run it the way that you probably want it to, but it'll do what it needs to do what it needs to do, guys. So we're gonna wait for this to run. When you do it the first time, it takes a little bit longer than when you keep on doing it. So just have that in mind. So one thing about these control hubs, especially if you're doing it over Wi-Fi, if you run into an error like this, which our team has run into before, the way that you're going to want to run this program is you're going to have to run it with your actual cord. So the control hubs run with this USB-C cord that it should come with when you first order it off of the Rev website. So, like I said, when you run into an issue like this, the main way that you solve it is you, instead of running it over Wi-Fi, you connect this to your control hub. So I'm just connecting it by USB-C, and then I'm plugging it into the laptop. And then what you're going to want to do is disconnect it from the Wi-Fi and then actually connect it to whatever Wi-Fi you're using in your house, right? So now let's go back to Rev Hardware Client. And since we're already connected to our USB, searching for hardware, now it's connected. And since we're already connected to Wi-Fi, we can actually download these updates that were on here. So I probably should have specified. I'm very sorry. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to download these updates if they need to be now that we're connected to Wi-Fi. And then once they're done downloading, you can actually update it to the latest version. All right, so now our OS update is completely complete. So now we have all the updates that we need. And so now we can go back to our Android Studio and exit out of this. And let's try and run it again. So we're going to press this run button and see if what we did anything. But like I said, because we're connected to the Wi-Fi, I think when you first open Android Studio or when you first have a new control hub, there's some code that needs to get taken from the internet and get established on the Android Studio so that you have everything you need. But once you do it one time using the Wi-Fi, I believe that you should be fine for any other times and you won't need to have your control hub connected via the cord, because I know sometimes that can be tedious and a lot because maybe you're about to own the field and you don't want to get it and bring it to the table to try to connect it to your computer or bring your computer to the field, yada yada yada. It's all a lot. So it's always better to just have that Wi-Fi, which we didn't have for a while, but it's good that we have it now so that we can just connect it to our control hub. So, like I said, we have our Gradle build running, so that means that it's actually trying to run, and let's hope this time it works. Okay, it should be successfully installed. It might have taken a while, but um, while the code's downloading, the control hub should have been blinking blue, and that's just basically how you know that the code was installed. So, that's majority of all you need to know for how to download the code onto your devices for that. And yeah, thanks guys for watching.